Good morning. Today is the 21st of May and we're just on our way to the Retro Rides Weekender up the Goodwood Motor Circuit near Chichester in West Sussex. In fact, I've just been staying in a hotel overnight, and we're going to go probably through this petrol station and onto the A27 via an extremely short slip road. Oh wow! Citroen Zara Estate. It's a petrol one as well. Haven't seen one of those in a while, viewers. Right, let's see if we can get up some speed to get on this incredibly short slip road. Great, nothing coming. I always forget that this car has got about 180 horsepower, and we're not even in the sport mode. That was the economy mode, and launched very nicely. So we're not actually going to talk too much about Retro Rides Weekender in this video. We're going to be talking about something completely unrelated to that, and that is what has happened to SsangYong. Now, many of you in this country won't be too familiar with who SsangYong are, but they are a South Korean off-roader specialist, I would say. They have made other cars in the past, like the SsangYong Chairman, that was really a sort of Mercedes S-Class type car. And SsangYong have had historical links with Mercedes-Benz. In fact, you know, I'm driving a Mercedes-Benz today. I would record this video in the SsangYong, but my lady wife tends to use the SsangYong more than I do, and I'm using the Mercedes today because it gets far better fuel economy than the Rover does. And I'm not eligible for the retro parking at Retro Rides Weekend, ironically, because it's a 2003, the Rover, and you know, they don't really have cars with retro parking before, you know, after 2000. So that's why we're in what we are in today. As someone who's owned a SsangYong now for 2 years, I really appreciate the car. I think it's really good. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before, many of you. And you know, I do sometimes make videos on it, but most of the time there's not really a lot to say. We recently had some bodywork repaired on it, which was damaged through, you know, the fault of my lady wife, unfortunately, twice, and also someone in a hotel car park in East Sussex a few months ago who didn't leave a note, which wasn't very nice. But apart from that, the car's been pretty good, apart from the clutch low cylinder which failed on a roundabout at Liverpool in 2021. But we won't dwell too much about that. We'll talk more about the maker in general. A lot of people, you know, don't have the best kind of image of SsangYong. That's a real shame because they make some really, really good cars. But it's been quite a troubled history since they were taken over by Mahindra and Mahindra in 2010. Obviously, Mahindra actually did make, I think, at least one market for they made at least one model for the Indian market based on the SsangYong, and that was one based on the Tivoli. I think it was called something the XLV 300. I forget exactly. It's a shortened Tivoli. I don't know why they wanted to shorten it, but you know, that's just up to them, I suppose. But they announced a couple of years ago that things weren't going very well, and the fact that you know, the company would have to file for court receivership. I use my words very carefully about this because receivership and bankruptcy and court receivership and things like that are very particular terms in South Korea, and I don't understand exactly the process of what court receivership actually is, but that's the technical term for what could actually happen. Now, the company does continue to trade. They are still making cars, they're still selling cars. Basildon Automotive, who are the UK arm of SsangYong, are still selling cars. You can go into a SsangYong dealership today and order a brand new Rexton or something like that, and that's not a problem. They're still making cars and everything like that, and throughout this entire court receivership business, they have still been trading. There's some really strange thing that they've done in order to try to save money, which was selling the factory to someone else and then renting it back off them. I think was one of the things that they were doing, which I don't really understand myself how that would generate up some income, but it has done. In October 2021, a potential buyer was found, a company called Edison Motors, and they are a South Korean electric HGV and bus manufacturer. So no experience in making, the sort of types of cars and SUVs that SsangYong make. I think their range really does it now exclusively consist of SUVs, now that the Turismo has been discontinued and there's no more Mercedes-Benz engineering in them. I think the Turismo was the last car to actually use a Mercedes-Benz platform. It was based on the old E-Class, as had the Rodius been. They were based on the same platform. The Turismo had, I think, overall less controversial styling. The last bit of engineering, I think, from Mercedes-Benz in total, though, was the gearbox in the Rexton, which has now been changed for an 8-speed unit. I think it's from Mason. The new unit, it could be from Hyundai Kia, I don't remember actually, but some of the early current generation Rexton still used a Mercedes-Benz gearbox. That dates to a time when Mercedes and SsangYong were kind of helping each other out, which started in the early 90s with things like the SsangYong sort of minibus thing, which was based on a Mercedes-Benz design, and the Musso, the original one in 1993, which had I think it was based on a Mercedes-Benz platform, as well as actually using entirely Mercedes-Benz engines and gearboxes. Mahindra, though, have struggled with the company for some reason. One of the things I know that people always say about SsangYong is that they're kind of invisible in a market like ours, and many people just don't even know they exist and don't know what cars they make. They don't really have an image about them, but if that's the thing that looks weird, or the image of SsangYong that they have is based on things like the old Rodius, which had very controversial styling. Now, with the SsangYong owners I've come into contact with, actually, obviously only one of them myself, I do have a number of people I'm in touch with who also own SsangYongs, and the Rodius is quite well liked by certain people. I think it's probably because it's based on an old Mercedes platform, and they're actually quite tough cars for some reason. So people like them for their toughness and their practicality. They are very, very practical cars. Even if you don't like the styling, you can't really deny that. Typically, we have was several £1,000s less than an equivalent mainstream car would have been for the level of equipment and space that you get. And that's one of the things I really like about it. The other thing is the 7-year warranty, which came in with SsangYong a few years ago. Early Tivoli's and other SsangYongs from 2015 had a 5-year warranty, but now they have the best warranty of any manufacturer in this country. It beats even Kia, because the mileage limit's not 100,000, it's 150,000 miles, and that gives you some indication of the fact that they do actually believe very much in the quality and durability of the cars, even if they do have problems. And I will be making actually a video quite soon that lists the problems that Tivoli owners have had with their cars in this country, and there are a number of them. Some of them are ones-off, some of them are common issues, but most of them are sort of under warranty, of course, which is good. No car is ever fault-free. Any manufacturer you can name, the cars do have faults and common issues. But the problem with Edison Motors has been the fact that although they agreed to buy the company out of the court receivership in October 2021, they failed to make the required payments to take the company out of the court receivership by March 2022. So given the fact we're now in May, and some of you will be seeing this video in June, because the people who are channel members on the set Lloyd tier and above get to see this video either the day it's recorded or the day afterwards. The rest of you will see this in June at some point, I think. but they just, for some reason, I don't really understand this, they failed to make the payments required to take the company out of court receivership, and they've now been blocked from taking the company over. So when I went to the SMMT test day back in April, and you would have seen some cars that we filmed there. We didn't actually film any SsangYongs because I just wanted to wait a little bit longer before actually bringing you a review of the brand new Carriageway Emotion. And I had a word with the SsangYong press office who with a lady called Vanessa heads that up. She's very nice, and she said, well, because of the situation that we're in, we don't know what's happening, and that's really the sort of big thing is that what's happened with SsangYong, we don't really know. It's all very uncertain and has been for a long time, and that was very frustrating for everybody concerned. We've had to sort of delay anybody testing the Emotion until September, and I was obviously a little bit concerned about it, but it's not really the end of the world, I suppose. We'll have a little go in it when that happens, but it's just sad that this has kind of meant that people don't get their hands on the cars. People can't test it. Therefore, people don't know what they're like and what sort of features to look out for on them, because they don't see them in the press and things like that. So again, SsangYong remains this manufacturer which is just in very, very uncertain times. People don't want to buy the cars. They don't know what's going to happen to them. Although SsangYong in this country, they're just opening more dealerships all the time. They're gaining more and more of a fan base, particularly with the pickup community. Obviously, I can't talk about that because of a certain type of fuel that the pickups use. But it's just really sad that it's sort of come to this. It's been dragged out, and the sales have increased a little bit. But the new SsangYong Torres model, which has just been announced, I don't know when it's going on sale, but there will be an electrified version of it. That's probably going to be overshadowed by people kind of saying, well, we don't know what's going on about it. It wasn't the Rodius, really ugly. I don't like the name, it's a bit weird, all this sort of thing. And this seems to be what is going to be continuing with the company until such time as a proper buyer is found who doesn't miss the payments to bring it out of court receivership, and who actually works on things like marketing and sort of making the brand perception a little bit better in markets like ours. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same thing, and it will remain a minority choice for kind of people in the know. So that's it. I think that's all I have to really say about what's happened with SsangYong. There isn't much more to report at the moment, so I don't really say an awful lot on the channel, because there is just not a lot to say, and that is a shame. And when things do happen, particularly those of you who are SsangYong owners, we will update you. However, I think that's it for now. There will be, as I said, a video talking about some common issues with the Tivoli, as well as an ownership report of our car, which will be after 2 years and something like 20,000 miles. So thank you ever so much indeed for watching this very vague vlog. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. I really appreciate all the support that you continue to give, and see you again soon for more vague and not particularly interesting rambling.